What if I told you there's a place where natural beauty was in your backyard and people treated you like family? Well, welcome to Chattanooga, Tennessee, where natural beauty meets southern charm. Is it everything it's cracked up to be? Stick with me as I go over 10 incredible pros and 10 surprising cons of this southern charm city. And maybe you'll discover this is the city that's right for you. Now let's start with a showstopper, the scenic beauty. So Chattanooga just does not disappoint when it comes to scenic beauty. You can be driving down the highway and look up and see the sun cascading over the rolling mountains. You can go up on one of the mountains and look over through the valley. You can look down through the river. You can go on a hike and just look through the trees and see beautiful scenery. So that's one of the things that I love about Chattanooga. There's just so much beauty all around you and so much beauty just you can drive to that's not too far away. And that is the first pro about Chattanooga. Con number one, traffic. So this is one of the downsides about Chattanooga at this point in time. Chattanooga has I-24 running through downtown, and they're doing a lot of construction to widen this road, so the problem's not gonna be forever, but it's a 3-lane highway and it goes snaking down a mountain, and this can get super congested, especially if you're going south. That there's like semis that have to do full throttle pretty much to get up this hill, and it slows down traffic, but they're doing a ton of construction. So you have to be patient, but that's one of the things about Chattanooga is there can be a lot of traffic, and luckily the city is doing a lot to mitigate this issue. Pro number two, outdoor activities. Now this is something I love talking about, and one of the reasons I moved back to Chattanooga. I would be bored sometimes on the weekends, and I would have friends come up to me and they're like, what do you want to do? And we would just go to the nearest waterfall, or go cliff jumping, or go mountain biking. There is just so much to do outdoor wise in Chattanooga. I'm currently on the river right here. During the summer, there's a bunch of paddle boarders that come out here. There's kayakers. We have a lot of mountain biking. There's biking, road biking as well, like on the river walk. There's running, tons of climbing, caving. I mean, the list goes on and on. Outdoor activities are just plentiful here in Chattanooga, so if that's something you're into, you will be pleasantly surprised. Con number two, limited public transportation. Let's just say getting around without a car can be a challenge. Chattanooga's public transportation is kind of limited, so if you want to get around anywhere conveniently, you're definitely gonna want to have a car. Pro number three, affordable cost of living. So this is one thing people like about Chattanooga, is that it won't break the bank. When you compare it to other larger cities, this can be relatively affordable. This just means you can stretch your dollar further without sacrificing those quality things in life that you enjoy. Con number three, rising housing costs. Now at this point in time, housing prices in Chattanooga are relatively affordable, but because Chattanooga is surrounded in between several mountains, there's only so far it can sprawl. So under these circumstances, the land is gonna raise in price faster than it would if it wasn't hindered by these limiting factors. So if you're looking to buy a house in Chattanooga, you might want to buy sooner than later. Pro number four, thriving art and culture scene. For a smaller city, Chattanooga definitely packs a punch with its live performances, a bunch of creative markets, and murals all scattered around the city. One of my favorite murals was a bunch of wooden blocks that you could go rearrange. I thought that was really cool, and it also doubled as a great Instagram photo opportunity. Con number four, lack of big city amenities. So you'll find that Chattanooga lacks in areas like high-end shopping and nightlife when compared to the larger metro areas. If you're looking for more of a party life but still want to live in Chattanooga, it's very possible because people commute up to Nashville for the weekends. And if you're looking for high-end shopping, people commute down to Atlanta. And these options are both 2 hours away, so they're not really that far, and you can still get all the benefits of living in Chattanooga with having those weekend activities just a little bit farther away. Pro number 5, strong community feel. Chattanooga's got such a cool atmosphere and community, and they're always hosting events. You can just look up what's happening in Chattanooga every weekend. They're doing multiple things, and this can be for all ages. There's adult things, there's runner meetups. The funny story is when I first moved here, I went to a Wendy's in Chattanooga, and they were the sweetest people I've ever met in a Wendy's, and this is because where I moved from in the Midwest, some people didn't act quite like that, and so I was just welcomed everywhere I went in Chattanooga, and so that was one of the cool things that I found when I moved here, the sense of community. Con number 5, limited job market. Now, Chattanooga is growing, so there'll be more opportunities as time goes on, but there is still a limited job market here in the city. And if you're in tech or healthcare, you might have an easier time finding a job, but if you're in other industries, it might be a little bit more difficult. Pro number 6, growing tech scene. Chattanooga has one of the fastest internets in the country with its gig speed fiber internet, and this just provides a really good space for businesses and remote workers to plant themselves and be provided with an internet that can keep up with their needs. Con number 6, pollen and allergies. Now, if you're gonna come to Chattanooga, you better brace yourself because the pollen comes in thick. My truck is black, and I'm used to it being covered in pollen and basically turning yellow. And my mother-in-law, who's used to a more southern climate, she has to get shots because of the allergies and because they're so bad. And so if you're thinking about coming here, definitely something to keep in mind. Pro number 7, rich history. If you're a history buff, you'll love Chattanooga, as there's a lot of Civil War landmarks and historic railways. 2 of the mountains that surround Chattanooga are called Lookout Mountain and Signal Mountain, and both of these reference their strategic advantage during the Civil War. Con number 7, hot and humid. Summers here are quite hot and quite humid. Me, for example, I moved down from the Midwest. During the Midwest, our summers were cool air and crisp air, and so it was quite a surprise coming here. Although it's not quite as bad as Florida. On average, summers here are around 88 degrees Fahrenheit, and if you're comparing that to someplace like Phoenix, Arizona, where summers are around 99 degrees Fahrenheit on average, this could be quite nice. Pro number 8, excellent dining scene. Chattanooga is most definitely a foodie spot. Whether you're into Southern comfort food or international cuisine, Chattanooga's got tons of options and some from you to pick from. Now, my favorite restaurants here, for example, are Champy's. They have a delicious Champy's chicken finger basket with the Champy's sauce that does not disappoint. And Aaliyah's, that is more of a fine dining restaurant, but everything I've gotten from there is absolutely phenomenal. Con number 8, limited late night options. So if you're a night owl, you might want to take note that places around here close pretty early, especially late night dining options. There are some, but there are far and few between. Pro number 9, family friendly. Chattanooga is a phenomenal place to raise a family. I might be a little bit biased, but I say that from my heart because I have a 7-month-old and I would not want to raise him anywhere else. That's why I'm here in Chattanooga. The neighborhoods are safe. There's plenty of activities. For example, this month of December, I just looked up on my phone something to do, and there's a large Christmas light showing that we're gonna go to, and the list goes on and on and on. Con number 9, bugs and mosquitoes. Be prepared to bring your bug spray here, because at night the mosquitoes come out in the plethora. So that's definitely something to take note. Pro number 10, central location. Now this has got to be my favorite thing about Chattanooga. Chattanooga's planted in between 3 large cities. That's Nashville, Knoxville, and Atlanta. This makes it super convenient to go to different events or activities in these different cities. For example, I visit a friend quite often in Nashville. I was just last weekend in a conference in Atlanta, and I go to Knoxville quite often to visit my family, and that's why I love Chattanooga. Con number 10, unpredictable weather. Finally, let's talk climate. Chattanooga's climate can be pretty unpredictable. It can be sunny, and then next minute it's raining, and then one minute it's hot, next minute it's cold. Chattanooga's weather can be all over the place, and this can be hard to acclimate to sometimes. For me, I grew up in the Midwest, and if it was cloudy, it'd be cloudy for a really long time, like a week, and then it'd be sunny, much more predictable weather. But if you're moving from somewhere like Florida where it rains and then it's sunny and then it rains again and then it's sunny, Chattanooga would feel right at home. So there you have it, the highs and lows of living in Chattanooga. Could you live here? If you haven't found out by now, I'm a licensed real estate agent. So if you're thinking about moving to the area, you can feel free to reach out to me and I'm happy to help you out. I'll see you on the next one.